Good afternoon and welcome. You're watching Lunchtime News. We are coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Joining you this afternoon, I'm Joel Outskun. We start off today with a look at our headlines. Coastal railway line between Vellavat and Dehivala to remain closed until the 27th due to maintenance activities. Two special investigative teams dispatched to look into the shooting of the Land Commissioner of Batiklo. NASA's SPETS space telescope locates nearby solar system with 7 Earth-sized planets, raising the prospect of life. Starting off news from Parliament this afternoon. Now, a debate arose in Parliament today when UPFA parliamentarian Vimal Veeravansa inquired into requests made by him to accept his party, the National Freedom Front, as an independent party in Parliament.
Yesterday, UPFA MP and leader of the National Freedom Front, Vimal Veeravansa, requested the Speaker to accept the National Freedom Front as an independent party in Parliament. When Parliament convened this morning, MP Veeravansa inquired from the Speaker whether a decision had been reached. This gave rise to a debate between government and opposition MPs once again. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya had noted that a decision in this regard would be announced on a later date. According to Newsfirst parliamentary correspondent, MP Veeravansa had objected to this announcement. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, joining the debate, had said that if the National Freedom Front is no longer a part of the UPFA, Parliament could accept them as an independent faction. However, they could not be accepted as an independent party. A number of government MPs who joined the debate echoed this sentiment.
And on to a story that made it to the headlines this afternoon. The Department of Railways says the section between Vellavat and Dehivala along the coastal railway line will be closed from 10 p.m. tonight until the 27th of this month. The closure comes due to the construction of a new bridge along the railway line. Thereby, trains which commence operations from Colombo Fort will travel only up to Vellavat. The Railway Department says trains plying to Colombo from Mathura, Gaul and Aludkama will travel only up to the Dehivala railway station. Now, according to the police, 2 special investigative teams have been dispatched to investigate the shooting of the Land Commissioner of Batiklo. The shooting had been carried out opposite the victim's house located in Kaludavali, Kalavanchikudi by 2 unidentified gunmen who had arrived in a motorbike. The commissioner who was injured in the shooting is currently receiving treatment at the Batiklo hospital. A set of cups made of Salacia reticulata, more commonly known as Kothala Himbutu, was taken into custody at the Katunayake airport yesterday.
A Chinese national had attempted to smuggle the stock of Salacia reticulata or Kothala Himbutu out of the country concealed in her luggage. Our correspondent notes that the Chinese national had been employed as a worker at the Moragahakanda project. 16 cups made of Salacia reticulata were taken into custody by the customs. Meanwhile, authorities were able to apprehend an individual who attempted to smuggle a stock of gems out of the country at the Katunayake airport yesterday.
A fire which erupted at a state-owned farmland close to the Kotagala town in Norelia has left over 5 acres of the area destroyed. Our correspondent said the blaze had broken out last evening. Locals in the area charged that forests are being set ablaze by poachers. The fire was put out last night with the efforts of the locals and officials of the farmland. A motorcyclist died in an accident that occurred in the Dambagala area in Monaragala. According to the police, the motorcyclist had veered off the road after failing to control his speed. The police noted that 4 persons had been on the motorbike at the time of the accident. 3 others who sustained serious injuries in the accident were hospitalized and further investigations are currently underway. Meanwhile, 2 persons were injured in a motor accident that took place along the Rikilagaskanda Udagala road in the Yatakulava area. A tipper truck which had fallen into a drain in the area was recovered with the use of a backhoe machine this morning. However, due to a technical failure of the tipper truck, it had crashed into 3 motorcycles and a jeep which had been in the area. 2 persons were injured in the accident and were admitted to the Rikilagaskanda base hospital. The Hangurankata police has launched further investigations into the incident. Now, Newsfirst correspondents in Vavuniya say several parts of the area are experiencing heavy mist. According to our correspondents, the misty conditions are being experienced in areas including Erathaperiyakulam, Navagama and Mundimurukku in Vavuniya. Now, the misty condition delayed vehicle movement for about an hour. Locals say such misty conditions have never been reported in Vavuniya before. A promotional program to provide those who are engaged in professional training in Sri Lanka with the required knowledge was held in Colombo yesterday. And the program was organized by the Ministry of Skills Development and Vocational Training together with the World University Service of Canada. The event was attended by Minister of Skills Development and Vocational Training Mahinda Samarasinghe. Through this program, which we undertake by our ministry, we intend to create a path for the youth in our country to help them secure a safer future for themselves. For example, since January this year, we have taken measures to establish a 100% free education in the technology field. Moreover, we are also seeing a higher percentage of youth than the previous years joining our institutions to obtain an education in technology. So a child, by the time he or she turns 16, has it held at the auditorium of the National Chamber recently. Organized by the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka, the event saw the Ambassador of Japan to Sri Lanka, Kenichi Sugunuma, as the guest speaker. The event focused on the current business trends, trade potential, opportunities for export, import, investment and other services available in Japan.
Particularly, we note that the growth of export, let's say in the past 10 years, has not kept up with the economic growth, GDP growth of Sri Lanka. In thinking how to support Sri Lanka, we are first focusing on infrastructure that is leading to boost the exports from Sri Lanka. And of course that includes the port, some of the highways, the airport, and we are also supporting the government together with the World Bank in setting up investment-friendly policy.
If you look at the business perspective today, we need to have more close cooperation in order to develop our businesses. I know most of us are having organizations in Japan, and most of us export and import out of Japan, but we would like to see more and more exports going to Japan, because we need to know the trick of getting into the Japanese hearts, the people. That is the most important thing in our business. How to win their hearts, how to win the hearts of the people in Japan in order to appreciate our products.
The media launch of the 7th edition of the Top 50 Professional and Career Women Awards 2017 was held in Colombo.
The event was organized by the Women in Management together with the International Finance Corporation. The award celebrates the achievements of remarkable women who excel in their professions. Around 100 achievers were recognized in 2016.
Yet the world is waiting for educated, talented, competent workforce. It is time Sri Lanka produced role models not only to our country but to the world too. In Sri Lanka specifically, the decision making is women are very less. So thinking about that, the Professional Career Women Awards was actually introduced to give role models for the young generation. Sri Lanka needs role models.
IFC, as part of the World Bank Group, has a very strong commitment to advancing women's contribution into the economy. We strongly believe that by strengthening the women's role in the private sector, through promoting gender-smart solutions, we can help transform entire markets. In Sri Lanka, FC is looking forward to really stepping up our commitment to closing gender gaps in the private sector.
On sports, it's rugby news this afternoon. Now, Kandy Sports Club clinched a resounding 56-16 victory over CRN FC to reach the finals of the Clifford Cup Knockout Rugby Championship yesterday. Playing on their home turf at the Nittiwala grounds, Kandy SC were well in front at the end of the first half, scoring 29 points to CRN FC's 9. The Kandians only went on to add into their tally, scoring another 29 points in the second half, while the men from Longton players were only able to score 7 points. Kandy SC's 56 points consisted of 9 tries and 4 conversions and 1 penalty. Kandy Sports Club will take on the winner of the second semi-final, which will be played today at the Colombo Racecourse between Havelock Sports Club and the Navy Sports Club to clinch the Clifford Cup. Well, that's a wrap of lunchtime news for today. Thank you very much for joining us. Do join us again at 1:55 with our hourly news update. More news follows on our website www.newsfirst.lk.